Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's hammer time. We have the Premier League match day 4 at the London Stadium with West Ham United hosting Tottenham Hotspur in the East London Derby with the game ending 0-3 for the Lily Whites. Let's talk about it. First of all, yes, I am also a West Ham fan, been supporter for them since 2016. Uh, it was just a funny story, mini story. But basically, a friend of mine asked if that what team I support other than Barcelona, and I said I was just a supporter for Barcelona. Then after that, he insisted I have to support another team that's in Premier League to make it fun, right? But other people that whenever they support a team, they support another big team in another league, also big teams. It's boring. So for me, just looking at the table, I say, okay, let me just support West Ham, a small team that's always fighting for relegation or mid-table kind of team, right? So that make it more dynamic when it comes to teams I support. Barcelona always fighting for the title, while West Ham always fighting for to not get relegated, right? But it was started as a joke, but then I didn't want to be a hypocrite, so I actually started watching them, and then felt emotional connection at every single ups and down, and then I became a fully supported one uh, person, and then since then, I would say since 2020, I've watched every single game, bar maybe some friendlies and maybe some like mini cup games. Other than that, I've watched every single like maybe some Carabao Cups, right, and maybe early FA Cup matches. But other than that, I've watched every single game of West Ham since then, and yeah. So going back to the East London review, we start with the starting lineup for both teams. With West Ham having Hamans in goal, our new signing, been getting a lot of sticks in the media, but for me, it's not his fault. It's just we've been having a bad form, but he's a good, very good keeper, especially last season, right, with Leicester. You should even see as a West Ham fan when they played against us, when we played against them. I mean, in their home ground, even in our home ground, he did very well. So yeah, his only downside is just he's short, but he can control that. So I'm not blaming for it. I'm happy with him as our starting goalkeeper. Just we need to turn around our form, right? Then we play the formation of 4-2. No, 4-2, basically 3-1, right? Both 4-2-3-1. Ba- I am glad we're going back to our this formation instead of the 3-5-2, and uh, Graham Potter is not being very, I guess, hot-headed about his tactics, right? Because if he at least he's open enough that his tactic is not working, because it's not working because of the tactic. It's because the personnel doesn't fit with the system itself, right? Our players are not able to go up and down non-stop like that. Like for example, on the left-hand side, we used to have what's his name on the left hand side, like someone who's more attacking, while on the right hand side with Wan Bissaka, it's always someone who's always more defensive. So it's imbalanced already in the attack. And then Bowen being forced centrally, but he's always better on the wide positions. And our team is just not very much sit, I guess, very well when it comes to building it from the back, right? We're more of a long ball kind of teams, right, and counter attack kind of teams, right? Because we're always behind in matches, right, under pressure and all that. So I'm glad that he's not hard enough and change it in the Forest game, and then now this game as well, staying in the 4-2-3-1, our formation. 4-2-4-3-3 is fine. And then so go back to starting. Hermansen the goalkeeper, and the right back is Kyle Walker Peters. I do like that, though Aaron Wan-Bissaka is better. He's been complacent lately, especially the Chelsea game. I hated him so much that game. And then Malik Diouf on the left hand side, amazing signing. Loved him in the preseason. He hasn't had the chances to actually make the cross and being attacking, because we always defend, right? And then he's not even a left back. He's just a left midfielder who's been put as a left wing back and now fully left back, right? But he's doing his best right now. And then centrally we have Kilman and Mavropanos, a player that I don't like because he's on the ball. He's garbage, right? Mavropanos, it is like Kilman. And then we have the two midfielders. The two holding is Suchek and Ward-Prowse, with Fernandez, our new signing as well from Southampton, in the 10th position, with Jared Bow on the right, our captain, and also Somerville on the left hand side, and Paqueta and centrally as a striker slash false nine, due to Fulkrug getting a knock in his international duty with Germany. And then going back to the other side of London, we have Spurs starting 11 with Vicario in goal. We have on the right hand side is Pedro Porro, left back with Jet Spence, which I'm intrigued about him because he's a left back who's right footed. I know that he can also play a right back, but like he did well this game, right? But left back was right footed, maybe something new, right? And then we have Cuti Romero and also Van de Ven in the center half, very solid center back, right? Then we go to a three in the midfield with the shaping with a 4-3-3. Palinha, the new starting from Bayern, I think on loan, is holding with Sar and Bergval in each of his sides. Then after that, trio in the attack of new signings with Matisse Tell in the center, and then after that on the left with Xavi Simons, and then the talk of the town, the talk for this East London derby is Mohamed Kudus on the right hand side, getting moving from West Ham to a rival club for 60 million. So we start with kickoff, and sadly, not a lot to talk about in the first half because it was a boring first half for both sides, really, because the game was very tight. Not a whole lot of chances. But at the start, after the kickoff, Spurs attacked very quickly, and by 50th minute, Kudus almost scored with a shot but blocked. And after that, around the 40th minute, West Ham built very well from the right hand side, slowly going to the middle. And then as we get into the box, the ball goes to Paqueta. And Paqueta, instead of slamming it, again, he's not a striker, he tries to calmly place the ball. But then as he delays, and then he places the ball to the he tried to shoot to the bottom right. What happened is the ball goes wide. And then because of that, the chance goes away. And then in around the 19th minute, Spurs open the score with Cristian Romero's header off of the corner. But it was disallowed to a foul, and VR agrees with it. And apparently this drama, but it shouldn't be a drama because it is a foul. He had both of his hands on Kyle Walker-Peters' hands and pushed him, and also Van de Ven also helped with pushing Walker-Peters as well. So it's definitely a foul. And then so after that, basically, not a whole lot happened the first half. Halftime goes. We see if we can try to at least build something, make some changes, maybe to add creativity. I always hope that Potts get his chances because he's been great in the preseason. But yeah, then we go for halftime, and then our nightmare begins, basically, where it's just Spurs having corners after corners after corners after corners after corners after corners. Maybe even like there was 4 consecutively, and maybe a total of 7 or 8 in the second half, right? And I mean, that's their strong point this season. That's our weak point this season, right? And I was also having a short goalkeeper also doesn't help, right? And like they know that that's what they're getting pushy with our goalkeeper. Especially that's a new rule in the Premier League where you can actually make physical contact as long as not with your hand with a direct push to the goalkeeper. You can. It's not foul when, which I agree with that rule because it's soft. And then yes, that a corner, and then 3 minutes after half time, 47th minute, from a corner, is Pape Sarr scoring from a corner. In the corner goes to the far post from a whip by Xavi Simons, and then goes to the far post, and then Pape Sarr just slots it in from the far post free header by the way, which is annoying. But yeah, we go down 1-0. And then since here it's just all Spurs. We tried here and there with Bone shooting a low shot, but it was easy for Vicario. And then in the 54th minute, Thomas Socek gets a red card. As harsh as it was, it is a red card because almost every red card, players trying to get the ball. That's their intention. But then either they slip, make mistake, or the other player gets the ball first, and then the foul happens. And this what happens with Palinha getting the ball before Suchek with a 50-50 challenge, and then Suchek ended up having studs on his tibia, and then on Palinha's tibia, and then after that even ripped his socks, and then a red card. No complaint from the manager, from Graham Potter, nor the other West Ham's team, and also I mean not even from Suchek himself. And then after that, literally right after that red card, they got a free kick from it like in the middle of the pitch, passes the ball to Romero, and then a long ball to Bergval, who's free again, by the way, by Mavropanos, not watching him, and then a looping header over Hermansen again with his height. Even though he got the ball with the tip of his finger, still didn't do anything, because obviously the header was actually very good with the power of the cross from Romero. He just guides it into the far post by Bergval. Great goal from Spurs. 2-0 it is with 10 men. It's getting even worse and worse and worse. And by that point, Graham Potter realized it's just, so it's like for us to manage the damage, that it doesn't come worse, so that we don't lose 5-6 in the East London derby with our biggest rival, other than Millwall, obviously. And in the 65th minute, we make double changes with Magassa, a new signing from Monaco, I think, and change for another new signing at the 10 with Fernandes. I do think that Magassa is more box to box kind of player than Fernandes, more of an attacking player. Uh, Again, for damage control. And then Guilherme, which a player that I don't like, and in place for Somerville. Again, I think at that point it's just for him to play resting Somerville for the next game, because Guilherme, I don't like him because he thinks he's Brazil, so him dribbling and losing the ball, it's always fine. Apparently, he doesn't know how to pass the ball. He doesn't know what passing is. He only knows how to dribble and then lose the ball, because it's never any end product with his sprints. 2, 3, 4 seconds of dribbling every single game every single chance that he gets, and he's surprised that he doesn't get any chances, right? And then after that changes, 3 minutes later, 3-0 with Bergval, unchallenged, non-pressured in the box, passes it calmly to Van der Ven, and then slots it in the bottom left corner. Again, not blaming Hermanson for it, because it's not his fault. But 3-0 with half an hour to go, maybe even over half an hour to go by then. And at that point, it's just survival. And then there's only one goal at hand. Be it we concede 5-6, only one goal at hand. Make sure that Mohamed Kudus doesn't score or even assist in the game. That would be, I guess, one positive from the game, because that would be a disaster and a nightmare for us. After what he said in the media, obviously, right? Because we're so insignificant for him. And then with that, we make Harry Wilson change for Paqueta. But again, he had zero chance in the game, because obviously there's no creativity for the ball to go to him. And then we, in the 70th minute, Spurs made double changes with Richarlison for Xavi Simons, like for like in position, basically. And then also Udogie for Jet Spence, like for like his positions, obviously. And then also in the 8 minutes later, 79th minute, Spurs make triple changes with Odobert for Bergval, Danso for Van der Ven, and also Brandon Johnson for Tell. And then Branson goes to the left and Charleston goes to the middle. But fully after that, there's nothing happened in the game. Nothing fully happened in the game, because the fact that there's nothing to do. Spurs, I think the manager said, like, basically we have 3-0. Yeah, and a man extra. We don't have to score. Let's just steal this game off with 20-25 minutes to go, and we are the one who need the goal. They don't need any goals. So instead of them having to get extra, find extra energy to try to pry us open, they wait for us. And if we go up to them, there'll be some open spaces, right? But basically, about 20-25 minutes of just olays and olays and olays from the Spurs fans, obviously deservedly, and as the London Stadium starting to get empty and empty and empty, because again, there's no passion at all. There's no passion. There's no aggression. So yeah, it's just like that until about end of the minute. We make in the 92nd minute with Ward-Prowse off for Irving, and then by the end there was two last chances. Spurs having a double two chances consecutively, and both double saved by Hermanson from the close line. By the way, like from point blank saves. And then after that, in the 93rd minute, right before the game ends, my heart was in my mouth when Mohamed Kudus had a free volley in basically in the penalty box, and then finally, Alhamdulillah, new player Irving just came on. Not new player, but like player just came on. Irving had a block on it, and that would be our only positive. Kudus not scoring or I guess contributing anything at all in the game. And at full time, it was a humiliating defeat in the East London derby. So yes, I'd say that's the only thing that needs to talk about the game itself. My man of the match would be Bergval, midfielder. He got a goal and assist and actually played very well, especially attacking. I'm surprised he's good attacking instead of just. I thought he was more of a box to box, right? Like less attacking wise play basically. And then after that, our best player, I don't know, everyone's been bad really, maybe not even an average bad. I would say between Juve and maybe Bowen. Probably I'd give it the edge, maybe a little bit to Bowen with some chance creating that he did. Uh, my takeaway is just we're still playing with no rhythm whatsoever. The way we play is just our build-up play. There's no rhythm. There's no actual like plan on each pass. It's just making sure that they don't lose the ball. That's what it looks like all the time, right? But yeah, other than that, our next game next week will be another London derby, the London Stadium against Crystal Palace. Our last three games with them is we've lost, won, and lost. Last game we lost 2-0 all in the Premier League, not counting the preseason game. So we lost 2-0 away, and then after that, no, we lost at home 2-0, and then we went away before that and won 2-0 against them. But then right before that, it was the like painful defeat away at Palace with I think Selhurst Park, right? It was 5-2. We lost 5-2 to them. So yeah, that's my main review about the East London derby and the victories for the Lily Whites. So yeah, if you enjoy my video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and if you got any thoughts, I'll see you in the comment. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.